Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So we start briefly here on the daily time frame. Bitcoin, as I mentioned yesterday, probably has started this larger fourth wave, which might send us into the 80K region, talking about maybe 81,750 roughly, which is here the 50% retracement, but it's probably the upper box, maybe, and that's why I've got both wave counts on the chart, even the lower box between 67K and 77,920. But it will depend on how this correction unfolds over the coming days, over the coming weeks. Then we can maybe distinguish between blue and white. The blue count at the moment is my preferred interpretation, but please note that the move up from the August low is very choppy. It is a diagonal pattern at best, and therefore there are always different interpretations that apply, which makes different interpretations possible, and we have to prepare for different scenarios, like for example in a chess play. Looking at the correction, okay, so if we say a third wave top there, then it is likely an ABC structure that's unfolding. Bear in mind, I mentioned it yesterday, the B wave might even overshoot. That would be quite funny. We could even get in the B wave to 100K. Now that is nothing I would plan for. It is nothing you can predict, but it's a possibility. B waves can overshoot. It happens regularly that we are in a correction and then the B wave makes a new high and people are surprised. But if you're familiar with Elliott Wave and how B waves work, then you know that B waves can actually make a new price high before they start to correct. Many examples of that, especially in the crypto sector. One of those examples in 2021, end of 2021, when Bitcoin formed the last cycle high, that was actually, from an Elliott Wave point of view, a high B wave. And for most Elliott Wave analysts, this is a high B wave, and we then started the C wave decline in the larger degree fourth wave. So that would likely happen here in small as well if we get an overshooting B wave. But again, there's no guarantee for an overshooting B wave. It's only a small wave 4 here. But still, it could send us down another maybe 10%, maybe even 15% into that support region. And then we might see one more high or maybe two before this cycle is complete. At least this is the current thesis. I would still like to see the area around 130K. Is it guaranteed? No, nothing is guaranteed. Risk is high. The whole, this entire blue zone is a bull market top zone, which means risk is high. Okay, so if we completely finish everything here, and head into a major correction, it shouldn't be a surprise. I mentioned that in yesterday's video only. Again, that's a possibility. I've made a couple of member live streams recently about the topic. We've got videos about it on the channel. The risk is high. I believe we are close to the end of a cycle. I won't call a top until support levels break. The wave count isn't entirely full, but previous bull markets completed without a decent 4-5 pattern at the end. So that's where it makes sense to know how previous cycles worked out. And I would not always rely on the very last wave to the upside to fulfill a complete pattern. So risk is high, that's all I can say. Everybody needs to have their own plan for potential profit taking and to make sure they have secured their profits. But as I said, I still expect higher prices. Just for now, we seem to have entered a correction in wave 4. So looking at the smaller time frame, this is the 15-minute chart. And here, the idea is that we could be on our way into this correction. So again, this is the fourth wave that might have started at the top on the 22nd of November. And it's likely going to unfold as an ABC structure. Yesterday, my last update was about possibly, this is on X, formerly Twitter. I highlighted that possibly this B wave starts from the region, but obviously not really strong evidence for it yet. I think we have seen a bit more of a bounce since then, but that B wave is still not very, very strong. You can see it here, still not very strong, but that B wave could unfold. It's just highlighting how this correction could unfold, which might take us into that 80k region, low 80k, mid 80k region, and then we have to see what we do when we get there. I'm not telling you this will be the low, but it is my next milestone target between 81,600 and 85,600 roughly. And so yeah, the B wave has evolved a little bit. So if you're interested in additional updates like these, feel free to follow us on X. The link is in the description. As you can see, the price has moved up a little bit higher. I mean, yesterday we were around 92,600. Now it's around 93,400, but that's still not really evidence for a B wave. When would we get some evidence that a B wave bounce is unfolding? So it's all about this, you know, A, B, C. Well, I would say when we get a break above that last swing high here at 94,680, the price reacted here to really small Fibonacci support, to the 23.6 Fib retracement at 90,680, and here the 91k level. So just micro support I provided yesterday. After a 3-wave move down, so it's possible we started the next bounce, and then once this B wave is complete, and again, it doesn't need to overshoot. B waves are very chameleon-like structures. Once we get a break below the last swing low now at 90,740, it's possible that we're moving down in wave C, and then we have to see, okay, is this going to be all of it? Or is it just, for example, the A wave of a larger correction, and we get a B wave and then a C wave down? It will depend on the rally after we've got the initial ABC structure down complete. For now, I assume we are in some kind of a correction. If there is a new high, I would probably see it as a high B wave. It could technically still be that we get one more high before this 4th wave starts, but it will be hard or difficult to distinguish between, okay, it's a high B wave or it's the actual new price high. But because we haven't broken below the red line, which is the invalidation point for the one more high scenario in a still unfolding 3rd wave, it's still possible to get that, to get that one more high. I think we should know more probably in the next 24 hours. Yeah, that's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. And if you're interested in the membership, feel free to check out our channel page here on YouTube. There is a short update that explains what the membership is about. You can join here on YouTube or on our website. The link is just below that video. There are member-only videos. For example, yesterday Say was covered. We also covered NIR and XLM recently. There are a lot of additional benefits, especially for Gold members, but every member can also participate in our Sunday member live stream. Again, it's always at 5 p.m. UTC. Last Sunday, we talked about a possible altcoin season, and the recordings are still available. Okay, thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.